My 35 female husband, 36 male, had a months-long affair with my sister, 20 female. I've posted about this in here before, but ended up deleting the post on day one because my wayward husband found the post, since I didn't attempt to conceal my name or use a throwaway account. I've since just blocked him and his family, because I don't really know who else to talk to about this stuff. So here I am again. It's been a little over 3 weeks, and for the most part, friends and family don't check in with me as regularly. I'm tired of thinking about it, tired of talking about it, but also can't get away from it. He moved out the weekend before, and I'm feeling some relief from not having him in sight all the time, but I'm also overwhelmed with having been thrown into single parenthood so suddenly and unexpectedly. I feel like I don't have the space to grieve properly, because I have the hearts of my children to look after. I got a lot of feedback on my original post, most of it useful and thoughtful, some of it not so much. I'm sure that not everyone who finds themselves reading this post will have also read the last one, but I did want to add a little bit of context for those who did. My husband and sister did not grow up around each other, so I'm not really concerned with the grooming aspect, at least not in a long-term sense. Growing up I lived with my mother, and she lived with our father. She was only 3 when I moved out of the house, 6 by the time he and I got married. However, our being a family made visits home infrequent, and even then I'd usually go alone. He likely only ever met her 2 to 4 times at all before she moved to the same city us late last year. Her version is that she was victimized by him. I know it sounds incredibly shitty to not believe someone claiming to a victim, so I do want to clarify some things here. 1. I do believe that she is and has been a victim in the many sexual relationships she has had with much older men. And that she seeks these relationships as the result of some deep-seated traumas from her childhood. However, she has always entered into these relationships consensually and has never considered herself a victim of these men. Should the men have been known better? Absolutely. Did they still actively engage in very inappropriate relationships with her citing her consent as their gross justification? Absolutely. So while, yes, I absolutely believe that my husband was the one who should have been responsible for managing their relationship as the much older player, I also do not believe that she ever felt victimized by him, but now claims to have been to earn my sympathy and forgiveness. His version is that she sought him out even prior to their first exchange, and then began indirectly threatening him that she would tell me if their relationship didn't continue. He was also very drunk the first time, she had had nothing to drink, and according to him, initiated the encounter. Things I do know, she sent a friend request to his FetLife account 5 days prior to the first encounter. She sent a friend request to her brother-in-law's social media account which contained multiple nude photos. I believe she at least fantasized about him, if she didn't actually plan to initiate sexual contact. Will I ever know the full truth of what happened or why? Probably not. I don't know if they're both lying or if they both actually buy into the bullshit webs they're spinning. I don't know how much it even matters anymore, and I don't know how I'll feel in 6 months, or 1 year, or 5 years, but today, right now, I don't know how I'll ever forgive either of them for what they've done. Also updated to add, I did tell my children, on the advice of my therapist. Because my children were very close with their aunt, this one couldn't be as easily managed by just omitting the why of our divorce. And there was a fear that it would come out later in an uncontrolled way or that I would have to create a story around why their aunt is no longer in their lives. It felt like the only thing to do was to tell them enough of the truth. And it's all just been really hard.
Here is what some people had to say.
Oh, hell no. She's not the victim here at all. Not only is she going after older men, she's going after married men. She gets off on the silent competition between her and the betrayed wife. She got off on feeling like she was better than you and then probably had a power trip knowing she caused the divorce. I would let everyone in the family know and cut contact. I don't even know if therapy would help with this woman, but expect her to try again with any man you bring around.
The poster answered.
When she told me about everything, she admitted that she hated me at time it started. Now she says that he initiated and that she was groomed, told by him how awful I was. I believe that part is true as he's often vented about me to inappropriate outlets/company, and felt like he was her best friend. So I do believe that she reveled in their relationship, and enjoyed that it was a secret, and very likely enjoyed that she spent every weekend at our house during that time. Our relationship was strained for some time, but slowly we became very close. And it's at this point, I think things started to change for her. She felt guilty for what she had done, confessed, and now I think she's trying to salvage whatever she can by telling a story that she can live with. I think she did an awful thing, and did it with intention, and I think that she may even have convinced herself that she is a victim, but I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive her. As of now, I have no plans to ever be in her presence again, or allow my children to be. Although, once they're adults that decision will be theirs to make.
Your sister is a broken human being. The best thing you can do is remove her from your life. Very hard to believe she is some sort of victim after everything you saw in her life. The double betrayal is incredibly hurtful. I think you're taking the right steps. Limited contact with X except for kids and removing your sister from your life. I think you're at the point that you recognize your sister brings no value to your life and therefore can't be in it. Your kids were just as hurt as you are by such a torrid affair, and the truth is everyone's life will forever be changed by such despicable behavior.
I am not really seeing what you need help with other than a dull object to remove the part of his anatomy that led him to his stupid decision. Hopefully, you have lawyered up and gathered as much evidence as possible. Staying with him would be a huge mistake. Neither of them is taking accountability.
The poster answered.
I'm not sure that there is anything anyone can do or say to truly help. And while I'm so sorry that anyone has to go through something like this, at least here is a community of people who get it, who get me right now. It's an outlet and I'll take it. We are currently separated, and working towards divorce. These things take time and we have 3 children to consider. But there is absolutely zero chance for reconciliation.
And this is it for today's story. See you soon.